Hi guys, this is Mark Shawson, the Pattern Trader, and in this week's weekly video report, I talked extensively about the concept of a busted chart pattern. So what is a busted chart pattern? It's usually a trade that goes in a direction and then fails and then does an about turn, and once it goes in the other direction it takes on a life of its own and soars. And in the specific case that I was examining were the charts of the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar, the New Zealand dollar versus the Canadian dollar, and XAG USD, that's spot silver. So in the case of Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, both of those pairs have put what appear to be like long-term bearish price patterns over the last 4 or 5 years. If you examine the weekly charts, we see a double top. We see what I call a complex head and shoulder in both those trading pairs. And then in the huge meltdown that occurred in the February-March timeframe that went and applied across all markets due to the pandemic, Australian dollar and versus Canadian and New Zealand Canadian crashed, went below the neckline, confirmed the bearish pattern, and then did an about turn and came through the breakout of these major bear price patterns. And just by not going in the direction that they should have gone, to my mind suggests that you need to be looking at these pairs in the opposite direction. And typically when one direction fails, it goes much further in the other direction. So I have been looking at the short side of these pairs for a long time. It confirmed what I was looking at, but now it's soared back above the breakout area, suggesting a new turn higher in Australian dollar versus Canadian and New Zealand versus Canadian. Now, both are at certain resistance levels that I'm watching very carefully, certain inflection levels, and any move above those levels, to my mind, invite a trade on the long side in both those pairs. Now, similarly, we've had a 5-6 year descending triangle in XAG USD, which is spot silver. We've had 6 years of lower highs. The last high that XAG USD needs to overcome was last September at a price of $21.15. Right now we're trading about $18 in silver, and to me silver is still very much in a prove it mode. If it's going to turn higher, it needs to start making higher highs and go over to that September high of $21.15, which would then suggest that it's busting out of this descending triangle, and just by the price not going in the anticipated direction, to my mind, would indicate that it's going to bust out and go in the opposite direction, meaning that it's going to go higher. So if you would like to understand and see what I'm talking about directly on the charts, then I suggest you sign up for my weekly video report. It's available for the grand price of anything you want to pay. So you choose the price, you nominate what value you want to get out of this kind of information, and then just click the link accompanying this video. So with that said, I look forward to seeing a lot of you on the next weekly video report. And until then, I wish you a healthy and prosperous trading week.